Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be doing another tier ranking video. I've already done 2 videos like this before, so if you enjoy this one, then make sure to check them out. I'll put them in the description box below. So my first tier ranking video was just tier ranking, I believe, popular BookTok books, and then I did another one where I tier ranked fantasy series, and I decided to do something a little different. So in this video, I'm going to be tier ranking romance book tropes. Now, I literally love these videos so much, and hopefully it doesn't seem a little repetitive, but I thought it was fun, so I'm gonna do it. I read a lot of romance books. I read YA romance, I read adult romance, I read books with subplots of romance. But I have really strong opinions about my romance books. It has to be a certain way for me to absolutely love it. So here I'm just gonna be sharing my opinions. So for my tiers, on the top I have Roman Empire. These are my Roman Empire book tropes. If a romance in the book has this trope, it's automatically gonna make the book great for me. It doesn't matter. Even if I don't like the characters, the trope is just hitting. So my Roman Empire. Then the next one is A Good Time. This just means that these aren't my favorite tropes, but I'll have a good time if I'm reading them. If I see a book with the trope, I'll definitely pick it up, stuff like that. Then I have Just Okay. This means that I don't dislike the trope, but I also won't go out of my way to read it. And if the book is bad, then the trope will not be able to save the book. It's just okay. It's an okay. So it needs a good foundation to make it a good romance. Then Not My Favorite. This just means it's not if a book has this trope, I probably wouldn't pick it up unless there were rave reviews. I also wouldn't really recommend books with this trope, and yeah, I just don't like it that much. And the last one is Straight to Jail, meaning I don't even understand why this trope exists. We can do better. That literally, I won't even unless there's a big reason for me to want to read the book. If it's not a romance book and it has a subplot of romance with this trope, then maybe I'll pick it up, but otherwise I won't even consider reading a book with that trope. So the first one is literally probably the most popular romance trope ever, I would say, and that's enemies to lovers. And honestly, this trope literally hits every single time. And I forgot to include a box. Wait, no, yeah. So enemies. Did I forget? I don't even know what I was saying. So enemies to lovers literally hits every single time. In fantasy books, in not fantasy books, but especially in fantasy, it makes for the best banter. And honestly, if you really think about it, I feel like an enemies to lovers in real life, a relationship probably would become toxic over time. These relationships are honestly pretty toxic sometimes, but the fact that it's just so fun and so enjoyable to read literally makes it so good. If a book has an enemies to lovers trope, I'm gonna pick it up. You already know, and I'm sure you guys all feel the same. I mean, I have no complaints. Then is childhood friends to lovers. This is a sweet trope. I'm gonna say it's a good time. I love books where they're childhood friends and then they not necessarily lose touch, but they just stay in contact with each other, but they just aren't friends anymore, and then they rekindle their relationship. I like those ones. There are also some childhood friends to lovers where someone moves across the country or they completely lose contact. I don't really know how I feel about those ones. I don't think I like them as much as if they still know each other. And there's also childhood friends to strangers to lovers where they don't know each other anymore, but I like the ones where they still know each other and then they take a next step in their relationship. If He Had Been With Me, literally the best childhood friends to lovers trope. Okay, then fake dating is literally my favorite trope of all time. I don't know what makes it so appealing to me, but if a book has fake dating in it, I will pick it up. Automatically, that's the buzzword for me for romance books, fake dating. I feel like, I don't know, it's just so, I love how, like, they're basically, like, strangers at the beginning, or, like, they have no interest in being in a relationship. It's just to, like, and then, like, just as, like, a convenience, like, as a plan, and then throughout the story, they start to realize, like, how much they love spending time with the other person. And I don't know, fake dating is just my favorite trope ever. I feel like a lot of people would disagree, but for me, it's my favorite. Marriage in Peril. I'm gonna say it's just okay. I can appreciate a good marriage in peril, but I like it when it's not part of a romance book, and it's like the subplot of like a contemporary woman's fiction book. So if it's like a book about woman's fiction where she's like, the woman, the main character, she's like grappling with like some problems in her marriage, but there's also other stuff going on in the story, then I think I can appreciate it. But if it's a book solely about like a marriage in peril, like You Deserve Each Other by I'm forgetting the author's name, Sarah Hochul, like where the entire book is just like about like two people who, it's like a romance book, just a romance book, like nothing else is really happening besides the marriage in peril, then I don't really like it. And it also depends on how bad the marriage is, because if it's like something really bad is happening in your marriage that's causing it to be in peril, then that should be taken into consideration. Like, you should stop listening to your body for a little and listen to your mind. But other than that, I think it's just okay. Like, I'll read a book with it. Second Chance. This is gonna be so controversial, but Second Chance is going straight to jail. I cannot read a Second Chance romance book. Like, I cannot do it. I just don't understand how you can break up with someone for a very valid reason. Like, something happened, you guys broke up, and you can just, like, give them a second chance. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, something went wrong. Like, you either don't like them anymore, or they did something to you, or they cheated on you, and then you're just, like, going back to them. I don't know how that's romantic. But there are a lot of people who really enjoy the trope. If you know some really, really good second chance romance books that aren't, like, toxic or, like, anything, like, it just, like, the reason that they broke up may have been not valid. Like, it may have been something that, like, I don't even know. Honestly, I don't even know how to justify the second chance romance trope. I just don't like it. But drop your recommendations. I'll see. I'll look into them and see if maybe you guys change my mind. I have read a lot of second chance romance books too. I just didn't like any of them. Only One Bed. This one's also going straight to jail. I literally hate this trope. Like, it's just so cringy to me, and I just don't understand. So, like, it's like, imagine, like, they're in the hotel room. I don't know why they needed the same hotel room to begin with, and then they find out there's only one bed. Like, does that seem romantic to you? Like, like, people, like, start, like, squealing, like, kicking their feet, like, OMG, they have to sleep in the same bed. It's just, like, why? I'd rather sleep on the floor. Like, I just don't get it. Like, at that point, the romance is purely physical then. Like, you know that if after that night, the next day, they, like, randomly start falling in love, you know it's just physical. Like, they don't like the person, but they appreciated lying in the same bed as them. Like, come on. I just don't like it. Forced proximity. Okay, so forced proximity is the better version of the only one bed trope, and I'm gonna put it in a good time, because forced proximity books are like the only one bed trope, except instead of physical, it's purely emotional, because you're stuck with this person for so long, you have to get to know them. Like, you have to. Like, what are you gonna do? So, and then if after you get to know them, you fall in love with them, that's totally valid. Like, I read, I'm literally forgetting the name of the book. It's by Katie West, where, like, they're stuck in the library for a weekend, and they have to, like, it's just the two of them, so they have to get to know each other over the weekend, and then they end up, like, falling in love. Like, that makes sense to me. I love it. It's a good time. And if they hate each other, like, if it's enemies to lovers forced proximity, bonus points. Like, the banter just gets too good. Best Friend's Brother. I'm just gonna put this in not my favorite. Like, it just gives me like shivers, like all over my body when I read like a best friend's brother, because it's like your best friend, older or younger brother, honestly it doesn't matter, like you just, like I just feel like things, it just causes, it's too messy, it causes too many conflicts unless you're sitting down with your best friend and having a nice long conversation with them about what's happening. This romance trope is almost always done wrong. Like, this trope minus communication is like so hard to read. It's just, I just hate it so much. The same thing with brother's best friend. Like, if you're not, I just feel like it's disrespectful to the brother. Like, just tell him, like talk to him, tell him how you feel about his best friend, and then he is in no place to say yes or no. You just need to tell him, like, that's it. Like, you don't have to listen. Like, I mean, unless he really thinks his best friend is a bad fit or whatever, then you should take it into account. But like, it's just, I don't like the way it's done most of the time. And I can never imagine like my sister's best friend. I feel like that'd be so awkward. No, my sister's brother. Oh, wait, what? Okay, yeah, I don't even know what I'm thinking. My best friend's brother. Yeah, no, I could never imagine that. Okay, forbidden romance. Oh, I'm gonna put this in. I'm gonna put this in just okay. I feel like with forbidden romances, the problem is that it's just that whole communication problem. Like, there's just too much miscommunication in the trope, and though I appreciate like the sneaking out at night and like the whole drama behind that and all of that, I think it's like fun to read. It's just okay. I always like feel like there's a reason, like if there's a valid reason that there's a like a forbidden, like I've read a book where like there was a reason that they wanted the romance to be forbidden, and they just the two main characters just disobeyed their parents like rules or like whatever, and it was like a very valid reason. So in those sort of things, then I don't like it, because I just don't think it's romantic anymore. But like Romeo or Juliet or something, it's okay. Sometimes it's a hit or miss. Friends to lovers, oh, friends to lovers is like on like, that's literally what a romance should be. You guys become friends, and the more you get to know each other, you turn into lovers. Like, no question, nothing, no comment. That's literally the best trope. Love triangle, straight to jail. I have never read a good love triangle book. No, I have not read the Infernal Devices trilogy. It's on my TBR, but I still feel like I won't like it, especially since I got spoiled and I know the ending. So like, am I really gonna go through all of that? I don't like the trope. They never end up with the person I want them to, first of all. And like, it's just so, like, you're in love with two people at the same time. It just makes me feel so weird. Especially if they're both in love with you too. That's even weirder. Amnesia trope. So like, if you don't know what this means, this is like the memory loss trope, where like they lose their memory, and then how does the amnesia trope even work in romance? So like, they lose their memory and then wake up and they don't know you anymore, and so you have to rekindle your relationship. I don't even know why this is here, honestly. I don't even know how to rank this. I think it's just okay. Like, I think it can be done well. I don't think I'd pick up a book for a memory loss trope, but I think it's good. It's okay. Workplace romance. When I think workplace romance, I think Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And literally every single romance in that show was like, had something wrong with it. Like, there was always some issue. But if it's between your boss, I think it's weird. Like, but if it's between a coworker, then sometimes it can be done right. So I'm gonna say not my favorite, just because I wouldn't pick up a workplace romance, and maybe because I've never been in the workplace. So, but like, yeah, it just gives off like, I don't know, forbidden romance energy, and I also don't like forbidden romances that much. So yeah, I'm just gonna put it not my favorite. Opposites attract. Well, I'm gonna put this in a good time, because it's like a muted version of enemies to lovers, I'd say. Psychologically, like, research has been done to show that the best marriages are based off similar values. So opposites attract technically shouldn't work, but when it does, I think it's fun. Like introvert and extrovert, I think it's fun. Or like bookworm and sporty football team captain, it's always fun. It's a good read. So yeah, if it works out, I think it's great. Betting, like where like they make a bet saying that, or like someone makes a bet with them. Like let's say his friend makes a bet with him saying, oh, I bet you could never like get that girl, and then he tries to and then he does. Straight to jail. That should not even be a thing. Like, why is that even a trope? And if you're accepting the bet, you're just a douchebag. And then like, I would never. Billionaire romance, I mean, we all want, like, that would be the dream. Usually they're not in love with each other and she's just there for the money, but like, or he actually. I don't think I've ever read a billionaire romance trope where the woman is a billionaire though, so I feel like someone should write that. But I'm just gonna say it's just okay. Like, I haven't read that many. I feel like I've only read like one and I can't even remember which one it was. It's like fun, but like, it's not my favorite trope. Okay, then age gap romance. I'm just gonna put this in not my favorite because I have read Part of My World by Abby Jimenez, which is a age gap, and I thought it was really, really good. Like, I loved that book, but I also feel like it's because Abby Jimenez can write really good romances, and I feel like if I ever read one by anyone else, I wouldn't like it that much. But I'm not gonna put it straight to jail because I feel like sometimes it can be done right. And it's just a loose definition. Like, what are we talking? Like 5 years, 10 years? Like, or are we talking like Lolita? Then we have an issue. But like, it just depends. Arranged marriage? Oh yeah, no, straight to jail. Wait. I'm gonna put it in not my favorite. It's like, if it works out, then great. Like, so it's an arranged marriage. It's like forced proximity. You're forced to be together. Then you realize you actually like them. But just the premise behind it is so icky that I'm just gonna put it in not my favorite. But other than that, it's pretty good. Blind date. Oh, I think these are cute. I'm gonna put this in a good time. I think I've read one book where like they get together through a blind date, but or maybe it was a movie. Honestly, I can't remember. But I think it's cute. Like, it's a blind date. They get to know each other. Yeah, I think it's nice. I feel like it's like that one trope, but there's like, it's like, it will develop into something else. So like, it's like sort of like a base trope. Like, it starts off and then it's gonna be friends to lovers or enemies to lovers or whatever. But I think it's really good. Bad boy. It's a good time. Like, sometimes it's really toxic, but like, I can't deny that it's always a good time. So. And if it's like bad boy, good girl, like, I think that's what we're referring to here, then it's even better. But like, yeah, I love it. In fantasy books and in not fantasy, it hits both ways. Accidental pregnancy. I'm gonna put this in. Okay, wait. We have to talk about the context here first. Are we talking accidental pregnancy, meaning she accidentally gets pregnant and then they're forced to stay together because of that, or that it just happens and the romance continues as planned? Since there's a little discrepancy there, I'm going to put it in not my favorite. And one really good one is Ready or Not by Kara Barstone, where like it happens and he doesn't really approve of it, but the romance continues just with someone else. So it was just like a side plot, which I thought was good. But in some books, it's just not done well. But sometimes it can be done okay. It just depends on the context. Bodyguard. Oh, Bodyguard romances are always a good time. Like, always. It's so good. I love it. Especially like, since I've read Bodyguard romance books where sometimes it's like a male bodyguard. Sometimes I read Stars and Smoke recently by Marie Lu, where she's like a secret agent, like bodyguard, and it's like so good. It's always so good. Mistaken identity? No. Straight to jail. You think there's someone else and you're falling in love. That's so awkward. Like, I would assume like it's like they're writing letters or something, and like, or like maybe it's like with the twin, Like, you think they were the, oh, I just can't even think about that. That's so weird. Sports. This is just like a genre. Like, it's not a trope. I'm talking about this as if I didn't write these myself. Like, I didn't make. But like, yeah, I should have, like, maybe I won't rank this because it's just a genre, sports romance. Maybe I'll just rank it as a genre. I think sports romances are a good time. I've read a bunch that I like. Hidden identity. Oh, I really love this trope, actually. Way more than mistaken identity. I'm gonna put this in a good time because when I think about it, logically it shouldn't make sense. Like, you don't know who they are, but you're still finding out. Like, it's kind of weird, but every single one I've read is always a good time. Like, I'll give you guys some recommendations quickly. Like, Letters to the Lost by Bridget Kemmerer is a hidden identity, and it's so good. And I love, like, when it's like through, like, the book is written through letters and like, or text, and that's how it is. Or like Tweet Cute by Emma Lord, that one's so good. Tell Me Three Things by Julie Blubaum. I'm trying to think of ones that are not YA, but yeah, like, those ones are really good. Or there's another one, it's called, I can't remember, but yeah, it's by Casey West, so just look at all her books and you'll probably find it. Pen Pals. Oh, this is cute. I'm gonna put this in a good time. I feel like that would be cute. I've never read a pen pal romance. I've read like a pen pal nonfiction book, I guess, but I feel like it would be cute. Like, I mean, I'd want to read one. I feel like it would be a good time. And the last one is, oh, I have two more. This one, I forgot. I'm just gonna do this one first. I forgot to put the writing in it. I don't know why it's displaying, but it was Academic Rivals to Lovers. Literally, my Roman Empire just, like, stopped. That's, like, it's basically enemies to lovers in an academia setting. Combining my two favorite things together, how could it go wrong? It's so good, so good. And then Fated Mates, straight to jail. Like, I'm not even joking. Every time I'm reading a fantasy book and the word mate comes up, I visibly cringe. Like, you're being, like, it's like, let me give you the example. Oh, I don't want to spoil anything, but like, let me give you the example of like the ACOTAR, like the second book, I believe, when like one of the main characters realizes that his mate is like the main character's sister. All right, so, but the sister doesn't want anything to do with him, but he's like, you're my mate, like, so you have to be with me. I mean, it's just so weird. Like, just leave her alone. Like, doesn't matter. So yeah, this is my tier ranking. It's just my opinions. It was just for fun. Take of it what you will. If you guys, oh, and I also actually have a video recommending romance books based on every trope, and I don't have all the tropes here, but I have most of them, so I'll link that video down below as well if you want to check that out. If you want more tier ranking videos, just let me know, and yeah, I'll see you guys next week for a new video.